Well, a good Tuesday morning to one and all. And once again, welcome to the show arena here at the 159th edition, or 149th edition of the Defiance County Fair. Still got to wait another year for the 150th to roll around. We're here bright and early on a beautiful Tuesday morning as we are getting ready for the 2026 Junior Fair Sheep Show. It's going to be getting started here at about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television. Glad to have you with us for this morning's live stream. Looking at the lineup, I'm anticipating that this will be between 2 and 3 hours of live streaming for the sheep this year. Before we get things going, I do want to say a quick thank you to the underwriters making our coverage possible here on this Tuesday morning. Our fair coverage underwritten this year by the Junior Fair Board. We want to thank them so very much, Teresa Johnson and company. We are, of course, here doing a lot of live streaming of Junior Fair events throughout this week of the fair, and I appreciate them willing to help us out with a little underwriting support as well. We also want to say a big thank you to our friends at the Fat Pig Restaurant in downtown Hicksville, as well as the Fat Pig food truck that is here at the fair all week long. The Fat Pig Restaurant in Hicksville open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 11 a.m. till 8 p.m., serving lunch and dinner. They have great specials, weekly and daily specials. I think they're going to have some fair specials coming up this week as well. And, of course, the food truck here operating the normal hours all week long at the fair. You can stop by this afternoon, grab yourself some lunch. They've got the regular food truck menu, and they've got some fair specials as well. And we want to thank them so very much for their support of our live streaming coverage here at the Defiance County Fairgrounds this week. The Fat Pig Restaurant in downtown Hicksville and the Fat Pig food truck, which is over on the far side of the fairgrounds from where we are, over by the main grandstand, if you're looking for that while you're on the fairgrounds this week. And also a big thank you to the Hicksville Rotary Club. The Hicksville Rotary Club, proud to support the Junior Fair activities and also to help to benefit the Hicksville community. If you'd like to learn more about the Hicksville Rotary Club, how you can become a member to help in helping out around the community with our sponsorship of Little League baseball teams, the scholarship program we do, our Rotary Foundation. Learn more by asking any Hicksville Rotarian. We'll be happy to fill you in on anything you want to know. Our president this year, Mr. Jim Seiler. You can also talk with Mike Barth, mayor of Hicksville, Denise Suter over at Alliance Tax Services, yours truly, all of us proud members of the Hicksville Rotary Club. And we'd be happy to tell you more, and especially if you are interested in joining us and helping us to make life, do what we can to make life a little bit better in the Hicksville area. So thanks to all of those underwriters. As we get ready to get started, just a quick rundown. It's pretty much standard. The sheep show will get underway with the showmanship classes. We'll have the senior, intermediate, junior, beginning showmanship, and then, of course, the Pee-wee showmanship will take place. We'll move then into the market classes. We'll have market lambs first off, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, and then the SA market lambs, and then we'll have a grand champion overall market lamb named. Then we'll move on to the breeding classes with the yearling ewe lamb, both purebred registered, and then the commercial ewe lamb. There'll be a grand champion in each of those categories, and then they'll bring those out for the awarding of the Supreme Ewe for the fair. And that will wrap things up for the sheep show this year. Again, so we are anticipating this to be a little bit on the quick side, but we're still going to be here for a couple, 3 hours yet this morning. Hey, the Junior Fair Board asked me to pass along big thanks again to the Sherwood Mutual Telephone Association. SMTA provides the internet services that we utilize to bring you the free live streams. I want to thank them so very much for that. They do a great job. We had a little bit of an issue on Sunday at the swine show, and they got it taken care of within about an hour or so. Just great service and reliability from SMTA's internet service, and we're proud to be a part of their internet TV service. SMTA has HIX-TV on Internet TV Channel 8. We also want to thank Current Office Solutions. They provide the copying and the printing services here at the fairgrounds each and every year. And Brittany Ashton of AC Livestock Vet Services, she's providing the meals for the 4-H Junior Fair members at the fair this year. So thanks to all of them as well.
Meeting showmanship signups are still available.
So they're getting things ready. It looks like we've got our judge ready to take to the floor. And when they get things started, I'll stop talking and we'll just go down to the floor arena. I want to let you know this is the first of a couple live streams that we have for you today. This is the only one that we're doing from the fairgrounds on this Tuesday. But I do want to remind you that coming up later, we've got the kickoff to our coverage of Aces volleyball. Lady Aces have their home opener tonight over at the Red Zone.
Now entering the ring is senior showmanship. Renee Bach, Olivia Knight, Aubrey Linder, and Gabriel Klein.
And we are underway with senior showmanship. So I'll fill you in on volleyball coming up here in a little bit. Right now, let's go down to the floor and get the sheep show underway here at the Defiance County Fair and on the HIX-TV YouTube channel.
Our judge this morning is Jason Kern. Jason Kern is a naturally sought after livestock evaluator and cyclone producer from Southwest Michigan. Having bid market rooms, breeding sheep, and showmanship contests throughout 8 states, including state fairs and premier jackpot series, Jason is committed to evaluating livestock in integrity while creating an educational experience for every exhibitor. Please welcome our judge, Jason Kern. On deck at the showroom, we need intermediate showmanship. Addison Cohen, Sarah Jane Bach, Aubrey Weber, Taylor Brown, Gretchen Tipton, and Brady Addington.
relatively quick drive for me. I'm excited. Every time I get the chance to come to Ohio, the stock is really good, the kids are really good and respectful. So certainly a pleasure of mine to get asked out here to work with you guys here today. Today I saw the show bill and our numbers were a little bit on the smaller side, so we'll go ahead and take our time. We've got a nice kind of fall-like feel to the air here today. So like I said, we'll take our time. We'll give these kids their time. It's a lot of hard work and effort in putting their projects all spring and summer. With that being said, here our first class senior showman, a young lady leads off the class for me. Does so relatively easily, in my opinion, just from a presentation standpoint. Where she puts her hands and her placement on that one's head and neck. We're keeping her head and neck at 90 degrees, up and out of the top side of her shoulders. In addition, she gets in that, she gets into the pushing driving really, really good. Where she excels throughout the rest of the class, when we put her into motion, she's really excellent in terms of using her entire ring, making big turns, big corners. I really appreciate the way that she gets one set up. I love her intensity as well. Congratulations for her. Young lady 02. For me, she's done the next best in terms of where she is at on the front side of this one sheet, in terms of her posture, in terms of her presence. She's the next best in terms of her head and neck. I'm going to harp on that here today a bunch because that is very, very important when we are showing these lambs. Our head and neck, we've got to be 90 degrees. We've got to get them up on the top side of our shoulder. They'll balance out better. They'll be smoother out through the top side of their rack, out through their hip and rump. If we can do that, I think most of the time these sheep present themselves and look really, really good from the side. Additionally, we've got to get these ones head and neck right so we can really get into these sheep and they'll drive and push. So that way when we go to handle them, they're going to handle firm and fresh just the way we like it. Congratulations to her. Young lady here in 3. Just the next best again in terms of her head and neck. Maybe a little bit more accurate in terms of her foot placement today. And the young man here at 4. I'd like to see her get in front of this sheep. Much like the one there in 1 and 2. Just so we can get a better truck drive and push again out of this sheep. I'd like to see this lower leg with that one's chest and breastplate. If we could do that, I think we can talk about moving up. So congratulations. Young man here at 4. Another one. Again. For me, particularly in this age group, and seniors and even intermediates and juniors, it is very, very important that we are intentional in what we're doing, that we're stepping up this side, we're setting these feet legs, take the guesswork out of it, put those feet legs exactly where you want them. But again, I'd like to see them get in front of this sheet, get into this sheet a little bit better and push. Other than that, I think he does a really good job. He gets a good presence, good eye contact. He has the fundamentals down. Congratulations to him.
For senior showmanship, third place, Olivia Knight, second place, Renee Bach, and first place, Aubrey Lambert. Their acrylic award was sponsored by Jim Friedrich Kingdom. Now entering the tournament is the intermediate showmanship. Addison Coleman, Sarah Jane Bach, Aubrey Weber, Taylor Brown, and Bailey Addington. On deck, we need junior showmanship, Bruce Scott, Katie Weber, Elizabeth Sever, Robert Randall, and Lila Randall. like to take a moment to announce our prince and princess of the day. Andrew Herman and Lydia Lucas, please give them a warm hand.
Well, if you would, standing ringside, go ahead and put your hands together for this intermediate division. I think, as you guys will see, or get to see here today, there's things that judges say, we'll call it judge speak, and then there's being maybe brutally honest with people. And I try to tiptoe that line if I can, because I really want to help these kids, and I think sometimes the more honest we are, even with our youth, the more we can actually go home, take some of these critiques and really get better and improve. And ultimately, that's my goal here today, is to help these kids go home and just get better for next year or for whatever else they want to do in life. And with that being said, I think this class, compared to our senior division, is more competitive from top to bottom. With that being said, for me, generally it leads off the class, she's just the smoothest. She's got the best presence about her. She gets in front of this one, much like our senior class winner. Her head and neck is perfect. Ears are up and forward. Our feet placement is really, really good. We're true to square off performance. Maybe not all the time, but every time I looked at that sheet, he was set, he was pushing. That sheet's up and out. Again, put her in motion. I think she's the best in the class. Congratulations to her. Young lady, you were two. For me, is the next best in terms of this one on the stand. So she gets a really good place out of this one. This one really looks to push up into her. For me, from time to time, maybe he wants to get this guy stretched out just a little bit too much. And when we do that, he wants to break right there in his hip going, and he kind of wants to get weak and soft. He's not going to handle quite as well. So for me, just keep this guy underneath himself, just a little bit better, get him loose up on his head, just ever so slightly. But you do a really, really good job. And for me, you're second best in terms of emotion here in this particular division. Congratulations to her. I like the intensity that she had about it. Young lady here too, really super intense type of children. For me, I like to take the next work out of things. I like to be a little bit more intentional here on the foot and leg placement. I like to see it just be a little bit more accurate. This sheet kind of works the rope to stop ever so slightly, maybe we're over bracing. Just a tad, we could loosen up on this one, a little bit lower on his chest and breastplate. We could smooth out the top. For me, I'd like to see just a little bit better in motion. All right, when I say in motion, I'd like to see you guys, particularly this small arena, I'd like to see you guys hit big wide turns. You have to understand from my perspective, right? If I'm standing here, you guys get too close to me, it's really hard for me to evaluate that sheet properly. Additionally, you take wider turns, you come into your line, you come into your set. The wider turn you take, the easier it's going to be for you to get into your place. Other than that, super intense shoulder, does a really good job on the brace. For me, maybe you want to block that front shoulder too much for me with that leg. Yes, if we could, I'd much prefer that. Congratulations, young lady, you do a really good job. For me, it's close between 3 and 4. I do like that she takes time to set these this one's back legs particularly. I find her to be extremely active with that. For me, you know, like right now, if you look at this sheet, this one's head and neck, kind of wants to use, kind of wants to slouch and get too far up front of her chest floor and her breastplate. We could pick this one's head and neck back. He can smooth out in the top. He's going to handle better. Additionally, as I told this young lady, I just like to see her be more comfortable in the standstill. I like to see her loosen up. When you pull up her stance just ever so slightly, if we could, I think she looks more natural holding that thing on the standstill particularly. But she does a really good job. She understands the fundamentals and basics. Congratulations to her. Young lady here in 5. That was a really good job. When this sheet does get set, he decides he wants to cooperate some. For me, much like that senior division, I'd like to see her get in front of this sheet just a little bit better. I like to see her get a little bit better push out of this sheet. And much like the seniors, I just like to see this young lady a little bit smoother about the way she transitions and needs to win. For example, if I'm sitting in front of that sheet, just a little bit quicker and get out of the way so I can evaluate chest floor and toes, the front end structure of that animal. Other than that, young lady, you did an excellent job. Congratulations. Good class internet. We should be one more time. Put your hands together.
For intermediate showmanship, third place Sarah Jane Dock, second place Brady Anderson, and first place Taylor Brown. Her pack was sponsored by Brian and Kristen Scheller. Now entering the arena is junior showmanship. Reese Scott, Katie Weber, Elizabeth Cedar, Robert Randall, and Laura Randall. On deck, we need beginner showmanship, Faith Brewer, Lillian Sheets, and Gretchen Tipton.
I figured if he doesn't show up, he doesn't show up. But
If you want to, you gotta run back.
Evie's not. That is up to mom.
Yes or no?
I signed him up and I was like, okay.
Yesterday he had said he wanted to resign.
Yeah, and I was like, here we go. So, he just, he was all excited. I'm not gonna force you to do anything. Very happy with it. It's your game.
Well, if you would, ringside, put your hands together for this group of juniors. I think the one was competitive division. As I said earlier, from time to time, I may be brutally honest with you guys, because again, I want this fair to succeed, I want these kids to succeed, and me as a judge, I certainly have my preferences and the things that I'm looking for. And being honest, this young lady, you have, she's not much to look at, but I tell you what, she does a really, really good job getting this thing set quickly, accurately, she's the smoothest about her ring, and switching her sides. Is she the most natural coming out here? I don't think so. I think that comes to the young man there too. But for me today, I got to reward our performance out here today. From what I've seen, the lady does a really good job. For me, the only thing I'd like to say about her is I see her change up, and she holds the arm that, get it back a little bit more, loosen up this average so slightly. I think that she can be more comfortable. Congratulations, young lady, doing a really good job. The more natural, more intentional, undoubtedly from the young man here too. I think he has the most presence about him. I love the way he's making this one heavy neck. I think he's the one that's got the most beats around here again, if I'm being honest. For me, I I cannot reward you today based on what I think may happen or what is going to happen or what I think could happen. I got to reward the effort that I've seen out here today in this ring. For me, unfortunately, you showed some inconsistencies today, whether that was in motion, whether that was center or feet legs. I tell you what, on the standstill stuff, I think he pays the best pitcher. He gets us to driving, pushing really hard. We got to work more with this viewing in particular. He asked her to go in motion, keep that one's nose up in the air. She wants to bolt, like I discussed with that young man. Maybe be a little bit more accurate and intentional with a foot placement. Just be more consistent overall. I think he does a really good job. Have a bright future. Congratulations. Young lady 2 and 3. Another one that's just a really complete type of shoulder. Maybe doesn't value any one way or certain fashion at all. She just does all the basic things like eye contact, albeit maybe sometimes too much of eye contact. Don't be afraid to take your eyes off me and take over that sheet every so often there, young lady. Want to make sure those feet are straight and true at all times. And if you don't take your eyes off me, you're not going to know that, okay? But she does a really good job. I'd like to see her get this one head neck back at 90 a little bit better. But for me, compared to those two up ahead of her, she's just so weak with some good push in her drive here today. We can fix that. I think we can certainly talk about moving her up to the 1 hole. I think she's a really big showman once again. Congratulations to her. Young lady here in 4. Another one on the field that does a really good job racing. I love the way she goes this one head neck. For me, as I discussed with her, I like to see it be a little bit smoother, more intentional about the way she moves around the ring, and particularly that sheet in relation to me. Okay, you always want to make a sandwich between the land, yourself, and the judge. For me, you gotta be quicker about moving around, like you're in front of that sheet, I got you test for a front end structure. But for me again, she does a really good job. Love the way she braces, love the way she cuts out with these legs. Just be a little bit quicker and smoother about the way you're moving around in the ring here. Congratulations. Finally, young man here in 5, another one, eye contact with ring presence. For me, as I discussed with him, I like to just change his presence and his posture in relation to the land. I like to see him get the front side of the sheet just a little bit better. Keep this one head and neck back at 90 so this sheet can truly drive and push and just handle pressure and force and punch here today. We can work on that. I think he's actually showing congratulations.
The junior chairmanship, first place Skylar Randall, second place Reese Bach, and first place Elizabeth Siebert. Her plaque was sponsored by Andrew Beverly Deputy and Anthony Singer. Now entering the show arena are beginner chairmanship, Faith Brewer, Lillian Sheets, and Gretchen Tipton. On deck in the PE Sherman, Kenzie Weber, Laney Weber, CJ Landis, Evie Landis, Lars Johnson, Base Dyson, Brandon Schubert, Baker Ross, Lucas Shop, Maddie Shop, Addie Lucas, Lydia Lucas, Isaac Bach, Alonzo Lucas, Papa Lakey, Grace Yoder, and Abigail Seaver.
we get out here in the greater division, I'll probably take a little bit more time to work with these kids individually. Just some things I like to see change about the way they present these animals out here. All of them have the basics down very, very well. All are super intense, great eye contact. You guys just put there and smoother about switching sides. These are really look better again. Wide turns, bigger angle, and then maybe just change the way that we operate on the front end of these things and the way that we hold our head and get into the front side of them. For me, the young lady here that wins the class, she did the best here today in terms of being the most intentional, right? Stepping off of this sheep, sat in that one's back leg, putting exactly where she wants to go. I'd like to see her get a little bit better in terms of the way she pushes out of this sheep. I'd like to see her get a little bit better breaks out of this sheep. And again, as I work with her there in class here today, I like to see her be quicker and smoother about switching sides so I can see all angles of that sheep at all times. And then the young lady here too, she's the best in the class in terms of doing that. Switching sides, eye contact, showing me that sheep at all times. But at the same time, this sheep wanted to get a little bit forward in terms of his head and neck placement. As I work with her, I see her get in this sheep, head and neck at 90. I'd like to see me touch better here today. For her to do that, she's got to get lower and deeper into this thing's chest and just push just a little bit harder. If we could do that, I think for me, she's easily the class winner here today. Congratulations to her. Young lady here in 3. Just a world of difference from the beginning of the class till now, just in terms of her posture and the way she gets up on front of this sheep. I just told her, go ahead and switch your legs for me there if you could. Use that back leg there as a plant. Use this leg to really get into that sheep and drive, so that sheep will push. Additionally, if this sheep wants to get up and go, he cannot now because you got full control of that sheep. Love the way you hold that one's head and neck. You're getting the sheep much, much better. For me, if you can do that from start to finish, then lady, I think that's an excellent feature. Congratulations. I like to see this be more intentional. Step her off to the side, set those people's legs. Work on that here in the future. I think they'll do really good. Congratulations.
For beginner showmanship, third place Lillian Sheets, second place Gretchen Dixon, and first place Faith Brewer. Her plaque is sponsored by 376 Club Rams at Jill and Paul Spicer. Now entering the show arena are beauty showmanship. Kenzie Weber, Amy Weber, CJ Magus, Evie Magus, Gus Johnson, Jace Swenson, Bradley Schubert, Baker Walls, Lucas Schott, Maddie Schott, Ada Lucas, Lydia Lucas, Ezra Alonzo Lucas, Cosmo Angie, Grace Yoder, and Abigail Stevens. the show arena, we need Market Graham, lightweight, Gabriel Klein, Logan Brown, William Sheets, and Blake Brewer. In the hole, we need Market Graham, middleweight, Aubrey Weber, Kaylee Weber, Robert Randall, and Brady Addington.
Like, well, what do you mean? What's over next?
All right, kiddos, let's go ahead and just keep walking in the circle, do a little PV parade here, talk, if you will. Go ahead, and if you would, ringside, go ahead and put your hands together for these young ones out here. This is a really cool one. We've got kids anywhere from 3 up to 9. So very, very soon, a lot of these kiddos, they're going to be able to get out here in the ring and do this legitimately and be competitive and work hard, have fun, make friends, maybe earn some money along the way. But this is really, really cool. I think we had a total of 17 kiddos out here in this drive, which I believe either equal or was more than the total amount that we had in all the championship divisions combined. So I hope you guys can understand ringside how very, very critically important it is to keep these young ones involved, either in showing or agriculture, or 4-H, FFA, whatever it is, because our industry is constantly under attack, and we're being made out to be the enemy, and it's really not that way, okay? We've got hard-working individuals, they're responsible, they're respectful, and again, they're going to do big things in this life, so it's very, very important that we keep these young ones involved and just get them out here having a good time and some experience. It's really, really cool. I hope to see these kids down in the future sometime. Maybe we cross paths again. Really, really cool. One more time, put your hands together for these young ones. Congratulations, and hard work is appreciated.
Now, a little bit of a pause here as we just finished up showmanship, and we're getting ready to get to the market animals. And I'll just pop in here to remind you that you're watching live coverage of the 2026 Defiance County Fair Junior Fair Sheep Show right here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. I'm Bill Murphy. Glad to have you with us and hope you're enjoying our live coverage on this Tuesday morning.
Logan Brown, William Sheets, and Faith Brewer.
And again, our live coverage being brought to you today, underwritten by the Fat Pig Restaurant in downtown Hicksville and the Fat Pig Food Truck here at the fairgrounds all week long at the Defiance County Fair. Thanks also to the Hicksville Rotary Club, proud to support the Junior Fair activities here at the Defiance County Fair, and of course, the Junior Fair Board here at the Defiance County Fair. Teresa Johnson and company working hard to provide opportunities to learn and grow in 4-H, FFA, you name it. I want to thank all of them for their underwriting support, allowing us to be here and have these live streams on the YouTube channel absolutely free of charge for you to enjoy.
This is the portion of the show here on Market Division where we might speed things up here just a little bit because this is just purely subjective, right? So I like what I'm looking for. I'm fairly confident what I like and what I'm looking for. And we're in the lightweight class, and obviously, you know, in terms of market readiness and finish, are we there yet? Absolutely not. So we really got to place emphasis on muscle shape, general base width, and structure. When we do those things, I think this young lady's horse fits relatively easily. If you up over top of this one, certainly the biggest rack, biggest leg and biggest rump one. This one has the most raw, true, genuine muscle shape, and I think you can see that standing ringside. When she gets this one set and turns to that one stifle and pop and pressure and expression of this sheep has, I think is easily the best here in the class. Same lady here in two, super long body, super extended type of sheep. For me, this one wants to close up underneath the skeleton ever so slightly. I like to pull them apart, give them some more overall base width down low. We can do that. I think we can pack more power, particularly to his loin edge here, up to his upper rack. And again, just give him more shape there to his upper hip to be more competitive with our class winner. I think that sheep's awfully cool. Young man here in three, one that is more comparable maybe to our class winner in terms of our overall design, in terms of being more pulled apart, in terms of our forewrip. For me, this one is wider thin than the one that comes in two, but maybe it's just plainer in terms of our muscle shape on the side. Maybe not just as expressive or as firm to the touch, particularly over the top side of our blade there, into our rack and into our loin. We can freshen that guy up, maybe have him handle a little bit more pop. I think we can certainly talk about pushing 2 to 3 there. Congratulations to him. That one's certainly going to hang a nice target for you there, man. Young lady here in 4. For me, another one of the kids maybe a little bit looser or heavier heighted. We could tighten this one up, maybe make this one more bold. Stouten this one up all over, particularly at the ground. Fix him in his passion and the structure to his hind leg. We could do that. Jam his chest more up and down. Just give him some more overall shape and expression. Certainly talk about moving him up. Same story, young man here in 5. We gotta make this one wider at the ground, make this one wider in terms of his hip and his pad. Let's give this one more shape over his rack, pull him apart in his forward. This one he handles true and square from front to rear. Again, if we can do that, I like that sheep an awful good deal from a body length, side profile, extension standpoint. Congratulations.
For Market Lane Lightweight, 5th place, Gabriel Klein. 4th place, Logan Brown. 3rd place, Logan Brown. 2nd place, William Sheets. And 1st place, Faith Brewer. So your reserve champion lightweight Market Lane goes to William Sheets. Her medal award was sponsored by Megan Rouse. And the champion lightweight Market Lane goes to Faith Brewer. Her medal award is sponsored by Sonora FFA. At this time, we'd like to recognize our senior sheep exhibitor, Gabe Klein. On deck is Margaret Lamb middleweight, Addison Collin, Sarah Jane Bach, and Albert Lindbergh.
Here in our first class of middleweights, I think we have two that sort themselves to the top relatively easily in my mind. The one that wins the class is simply the most complete here in terms of his profile, in terms of his transition, particularly in his hip and his loin. Just extremely smooth along his top side. Turn to his cycle is really, really good. His expression and his power today, very, very good. For me, I'd like to see him maybe just a bit prettier, particularly in his front third of his body. I'd like to shorten him up in his blade, make him a little bit longer in terms of his neck, pick up his chest floor ever so slightly. But for me, that's just the best one out here in terms of completeness, in terms of transitions and being smooth. I like that one a great deal. Young lady here too, one that has that profile is extremely good. Super athletic and raw. This sheep's just really green here today. Needs more days on feed, particularly where we lose the our class right here. I'd like to see this one transition and be smoother and fix that one's connection between his hip and his loin. Maybe raise him up in his tail head so he smooths up out of his hip just a little bit better. I think he balances up to the side if he could do that. This guy just gets a little bit tighter tighter in terms of his rear flank. You could drop that. Again, just smooth him out. I think he has a really good picture from the side. His profile is extremely good. Super athletic, long-term little muscle shape is really good. Congratulations to her. Young lady here in 3 is just the next best one in terms of being the most balanced and complete in terms of our overall muscle shape and power that we possess. The next widest one in class in terms of his rack and his hip and his pin set here. This one has the next fullest in terms of his twist to his leg. This one just handles a little bit more true and square than the ones that come in 4 and 5. This one's got plenty of power. For me, I'd like to shave some off of this one's breastplate and chest floor. We can neat them up there in his front third of his body. I think this one's really good from the side. Again, maybe raise him up in his tail head, make this one smoother up out of his hip. I like that one a great deal from a carcass standpoint. Congratulations, young lady. Young lady that comes here in 4. Takes the advantage over the 1 and 5, just in terms of the way we wedge when we get in behind this sheep from the front part of our skeleton to our rear. We kind of have that traffic cone or Christmas tree effect, if you will. We get progressively wider as we enter the rear part of our skeleton. Where I like to fix this guy, I like to fix him in terms of his hip and his hind leg. Give him more flex. This one's got an awful bit too much flex for me, or too much set for me, to this one's rear hop. You can make that one more comfortable out of his rear too. I like that sheep a great deal from a body and composition standpoint. Congratulations to her. Young lady here in 5 got a super elevated, super extended, long body type of sheep. For me, much like the one we just talked about before, we've got to make this one wedge better, particularly from the front side of our skeleton to our rear. We want to close up in terms of our hip and in terms of our pin set. If we can do that, just widen him out there. This will make him wider at the base of his skeleton. I think you can consider talking about moving that one up. If you would, put your hands together for this first class of middleweight.
For market land middleweight A, 5th place Haley Weather, 4th place Aubrey Weather, 3rd place Brady Arlington, 2nd place Aubrey Linder, and 1st place Robert Randall. Now entering the show arena is market land middleweight B, Addison Cohen, Sarah Jane Gap, and Aubrey Linder. On deck at the show arena, we need Robert Randall and Aubrey Linder. In the hair at the show arena is Market Land Heavyweight A, Renee Bach, Bruce Scott, and Robert Randall. Rustic Comfort Photography is the official Defiance County Fair photographer. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for updates to links to download your photos. All downloads are free this year thanks to our sponsor, the Senior Fair Board.
Here in our final class in middleweights, I think we've got a class winner that surfaces to the top relatively easy in my opinion. From a build and composition standpoint, when you get off to the side of this guy, you watch him propped up, he runs way uphill, his chest floor is elevated. I just really like the look of this one possesses from the side. He's kept him behind him. He's got plenty of power. He wedges good enough for me. If we could, maybe I'd want to throw him up in his chest floor and his breastplate ever so slightly. He's a little bit ugly in terms of his pelt and his skin. You can tighten him up there, but again, that's me awfully picking on a really good one. I like that one a great deal. Congratulations, that young lady. The other lady here in two, one that's just really stout everywhere, maybe a little bit more boxy and moderate in terms of our type and kind here today. Undeniable though, this one has the most raw, genuine muscle shape on its top, lower leg, and its rump. This one's really wide, burly and stout at the ground. For me, this one just wants to close up in terms of his neck and his chest floor. I like to give him one more rib length in terms of body length, jack him up, give him an extra set of neck length. Maybe make this one just more athletic appearing for me. That one's got plenty of power, plenty of product. Lots I like about that one. If that's your speed, absolutely go ahead and attack into that guy and run away. The young lady here on three is maybe the one that's more comparable to our class winner in terms of type and kind, in terms of our balance, the way that we set up from the side here, in terms of our elevation, and our chest floor, and extension throughout the front side of our skeleton. For me, though, this one just gets a bit plainer in terms of our muscle shape, particularly when we handle this one. It's not near as fresh and full to the touch as the one that comes here in two, or the one there in one. I like to maybe make this one flex just a little bit better off of this rear two. Give this one an extra set to his hip and his hind leg. Smooth him out of his hip and his top line. Who can do that? I like this guy a great deal. Lots of carpet merit that guy. Congratulations.
For market winner middleweight B, third place Sarah Jane Bob, second place Addison Fuller, and first place Aubrey Linder.
Well, if you would, go ahead and put your hands together for our middleweight champion division out here. There's a good set of four of them, and I'll be the first one to admit, particularly here on the front line, we've got different types and kinds, and different types for different folks, and if you want to attach to one over the other, or maybe you disagree here or there, hey, so be it. That's what makes this one real fun, at least here in my opinion. I'll go ahead and talk these front two for me, because these are the two that are in contention. Not to take anything away from those in the back row there, but I think that these two surface to the top just in terms of their build, and overall muscle quality, their structure, the way they handle here today. And I do understand, right, this is a market show. The end goal is to put meat on the table, have a good finished product, but also at the same time, these are show animals. Okay? We want them to look cool, we want them to run uphill, we want them to be athletic. And I think you can do the both. I think you can do both of them, right? I think you can try to find the best of both worlds, find the most complete one, the one that balances up the best. And for me, there's one out here that just does a little bit better in terms of a showland peel from the side, particularly more elevated, runs uphill, maybe a little bit cooler looking. And there's one that if you were to tie into this guy, again, different type of speed, certainly bigger in terms of his forerib, bigger in terms of the center part of his body, and bigger in terms of the center part of his leg. But for me, I just like to see this guy have a little bit more look and extension, particularly to his front third. With that being said, the young lady of Class 2 beer champion, the young lady of Class 1 will be in reserve.
Your reserve champion middleweight market goes to Robert Randall. His medal award is sponsored by Defiance County Associate Deputies, and the champion middleweight market goes to Aubrey Linder. Her medal is sponsored by Travis Ross family.
As we get ready to get the heavyweight classes into the show arena. Oh, there we go. I knew as soon as I start talking, that's when they'll get things going again. So here we go with the heavyweight class at the Sheep Show.
In the show tournament is Market Lim Heavyweight A, Renee Bach, Reese Bach, and Robert Randall. On deck at the show arena is Market Lim Heavyweight B, Addison Dolan, Taylor Brown, and Layla Randall.
Here our first class of heavyweights again. The ones between 1 and 2, they surface to the top relatively easy here in my mind, and again I'll admit, 2 different types and kinds. But that's not to say that they can't both be really, really good in their own package. You've got Floyd Money Mayweather, and then you've got Mike Tyson, both different builds and different sizes, but I promise you I'm not going to mess with either one of them. So for me, I just got to kind of tie in and pick the one that suits me the best. And I think the one that paints a prettier picture from the side, in terms of body length and extension, elevation, neck length, is certainly the young man here in one. I think from the side, he's the coolest, right? He looks the prettiest, he's got the most extra decence to him. To get him behind, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you he's the widest in terms of his hip and his pin, the widest in his rack or his loin. Certainly Indian, but very, very adequate in that regard. And I think for me, he handles the freshest when you get your hands on him today. Compared to the young man there in 2, I like that one a great deal. Congratulations. So man here in 2, one that's a little bit more boxy and moderate in terms of his stature. He's a little jammed up in his neck. Maybe a little bit steeper in terms of his shoulder angle. We can fix that. I like this one a great deal. But where you really got to appreciate this guy is right here. And you step in behind him. Super wide and robust in terms of his forerib and his rib cage, through his loin, and out through his lower leg and pin set. He's got so much product, a lot of muscle. Maybe this is the tip too over down on your face. He's a little bit chubby for me today, particularly when I put my hands on him there on his forerib. For me again, comparison to class over there, I just like to elevate this guy, give him a shot more length in terms of his neck, just make him a little bit prettier and prettier looking from the side. We can do that. I think easily you got a class winner there, the young man there too. Young lady here too. Not to take anything away from the young lady, because this is a really, really nice market, man. She was wearing the 2 buzzsaws out here in this particular drive. This one's got plenty of shape, plenty of power. Wedge is very, very good. Sat off the ground, wide base. This one's got true genuine muscle width and shape. I like to maybe elevate him in terms of his back, smooth him out in his hip. We could do that to make his transition from front to rear smoother. And if he balances up better, paints a prettier picture for me from the side. I like that to do a great deal too as well. Congratulations.
For Market Lamb Heavyweight A, 3rd place Renee Bach, 2nd place Robert Randall, and 1st place Reese Bach. Now entering the show arena is Market Lamb Heavyweight B, Addison Cohen, Taylor Brown, and Lila Randall. We'd like to take a moment to introduce our princesses of the day, Evie Vegas and Mila Richmond, along with our royalty members Lindsay Weber and Brooklyn Zita. Please give them a warm hand. Our judge this morning is Jason Craig. Jason Craig is a nationally sought-after livestock evaluator and club land producer from Southwest Michigan. Having judged market lands, breeding sheep, and showmanship contests throughout 8 states, including state fairs and premier jackpot series, Jason is committed to evaluating livestock with integrity while creating an educational experience for every exhibitor. Please welcome our judge, Jason Craig.
Well, here are our final class of market land here today, and our final class of the heavyweight division. I think we've got one, again, from the side. Balance is up really, really good. When I talk about balance, I like to talk about the relationship from our chest forward to our lip plane and our underlying quality. And I think this one excels in the class in terms of that. This is the most elevated, the most extended sheet in the class, the most athletic one. When you ask this one to move and motor around, this is the athlete of the class. Big, long, flexible hind leg steps. Get behind this one, really not adequate enough for me. Maybe pushing the envelope in terms of our overall condition here today. Maybe just pushing that there at 12 o'clock, just ever so slightly. But again, I'm going to go ahead and call it adequate here today. I like that to do a great deal, particularly from the side. You get behind him. There's plenty of good to do there. Then lady here in 2, I like this one a great deal from a raw, genuine muscle shape standpoint. This one is so deep twisted, so big in the center part of his leg. I like this one a great deal. You get your 13th rib back. Super big hip, big upper rump shape. I like this one a great deal. If I could, I'd like to maybe put this one just a little bit tighter to his hide here today. We could beat them up in terms of his split jaw. I think he'll look a lot cooler from me to the side. Again, this one just loses out to our class one in terms of our front third construction, particularly our chest score and our shoulder blade construction. You can change those things. I like that to be a great deal. Super fresh and hard handling. Congratulations to her. Then lady here in 3, one that is extended and cool looking, elevated in the front part of her skeleton. We're just more plain in terms of our muscle shape here today. I get my hands on this one in terms of his rack and his groin, the center part of his leg. It's not nearly as expressive. I know we've talked about a bunch today, raising their docks and their tail hands up to make them smoother. For me, I think we just want to level this one out in terms of the sit like so Kelly. Drop that tail head if we could. I think that one balances up to the side better. If we can do that, maybe fill out this one in terms of his real leg, I think he balances up better again. If we do that, I like that one a great deal as well. Congratulations.
For Market Land Heavyweight B, 3rd place, Lila Randall, 2nd place, Allison Colin, and 1st place, Taylor Brown.
would ringside with your hands together for the heavyweight drive out here. And from top to bottom, the way a bit more competitive, just in terms of, again, market readiness and finish and structure and build, muscle shape and things of that nature. I hope you guys can see, particularly in this front line here, you can see the type of sheet that I'm maybe gravitating to right from the side there. Cool looking, he's having behind him, they got plenty of muscle shape, they got to be pulled partner with pin set, and then finally they got to be athletic and he asks these things to go. For me, there's one out here that just does things just a little bit better in terms of transitions, the way this fighter transitions from his shoulder blade into his forearm, the way his rack transitions into his hip and his loin. I think this one's just a bit smoother about his top line, and this one's underline quality is just a little bit better. Again, that relationship from our chest door to our rear flank just paints a better picture from me from the side. Just wants to balance up a little bit better. And it's really close for the one here in reserve. I think it complements our champion very, very well. This one's super fresh, super expressive, really cool looking. But again, maybe just not as smooth in terms of our transitions here today compared to our champion. Our champion, the young lady coming out of class 2, and the really young man at class 1.
Your reserve champion heavyweight market lamb goes to Reese Spot, and your champion heavyweight market lamb goes to Taylor Brown. The champion heavyweight medal award was sponsored by Todd and Julie Wild's family, and the reserve champion heavyweight medal award was sponsored by Bruce and Leah Follinger. In the show arena are the Essay Lamb, Gretchen Tipton, Liliana Sheets, Faith Brewer, and Olivia Knight. On deck, we need Faith Brewer, Lillian Sheets, Aubrey Limper, Robert Randall, Taylor Brown, and Reese Spot. In our SA market land division,
I tell you what, my cat's off to you guys. This is a pretty cool deal you do. From my understanding, the exhibitor writes an essay, they're awarding an AM. So I think that's really cool. We'll kind of grow this program. We just kind of show that they're intentional, right? That they want to work hard, that they earn something. So again, I think that's really cool. Again, my hat's off to you guys. For me, the class here though, this has the most raw, getting your muscle shape. This is the widest at the ground. This is the widest up high in terms of the spread. Biggest in his rack in his loin, and the center part of his leg. I'll be the first one to admit, I like to fix him in his rear too. Maybe give him some more flex and some more set to his rear too, just to make him more comfortable in his rear wheels. We can do that like that to do a great deal. I think it's certainly the pretty attractive one, the cool looking one to the side, for the lady here in two. For me, you gotta scout this one up everywhere, particularly at the ground and our foot. I like this one, the wedge just a bit better. Make this one just progressively wider as we get to the rear part of our skeleton. You can do that, just get more muscle and more shape into that one. I like that guy a great deal as well. Then lady here in three is one that's super true and square and genuine. For me, it's just a balance issue. Our chest forward drop and our rear leg wants to raise. If we could fix those angles just a little bit better. Maybe make this one run downhill in terms of our chest forward or our flank a little bit better. That one will balance up better. We got a scout mess one up at the ground as well in terms of our foot and our bone side. We go on top of this one, plenty fresh, plenty shape. Just a balance issue there for me. But lady here in four, one that's really big and bold and pulled open. Plenty of muscle, plenty of shape, big in the center part of my leg. This one, just a tick chubby if we could, like to freshen this one up, give him more expression, neaten this one up, scout them up, give this one a more overall shape, expression, and cool look. We can do that. We can talk about moving him up. Congratulations, you guys. Way to work hard and go out here and exam. Congratulations, good class land.
For the essay win, 4th place, Olivia Knight, 3rd place, Wade Spooner, the reserve champion, Margaret Lynn, goes to William Sheets, and the champion, essay Margaret Lynn, goes to Gretchen Tipton. Both of their trophies were sponsored by Fairview Young Farmers.
Well, if you were in the ringside, please put your hands together for these exhibitors today. For our champion market and division. I know we still got the UAMs to go and the NEU show to do, but I know the market deal is kind of a big deal, right? Everybody wants to kind of travel the fans and get up here and see who wins the fair for the year. And I understand it, right? County fair's fun, it gets competitive. But let's just let's keep it just that, right? Let's keep it fun, let's keep it competitive. Congratulate the winners. Everybody did an excellent job out here today. Congratulations to these kids out here in the ring. Congratulations to the kids that got sent back. I hope I gave you guys some pointers that you can use to go home, work hard, and try to improve upon, and just get better and better as the time goes on. And I remember asking the Pee-wee kids, like, what are you guys going to do this week at fair, right? And almost every one of them, at least 90% of them say, I'm going to ride rides, I'm going to eat junk food. And I was like, awesome, right? That's what the county fair is for. It's for ride rides, or some junk food. And I remember I was hanging out with my friend, his mom was my daycare center, I guess, if you will, and they were going to go to the county fair one year, and I said, I want to go and I want to ride rides and I want to eat junk food. So I remember doing chores, trying to earn some money, right, so we could ride the rides. And I got there, and then I saw these picture pigs and sheep, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I want to show a pig next year, right? And so I started showing a pig, and it's just kind of funny looking back now how that just kind of snowballed into what I'm doing now. And I'm raising these things, I'm judging from coast to coast, and I just am super competitive and I enjoy it. And, looking back, I would have never known that experience was led to what I'm doing now. I'm super thankful and grateful for that. It gives me something that I get to do with my family, that we get to love and laugh and yell at each other about and cry. And it's just really, really cool to see how that kind of come. And it just really struck me, I guess, when I asked those people. So thanks to those kids for taking me back down the memory lane. And one more time, guys, put your hands together. There's a good set of them out here. I hope you can see what I was looking for. We're inside, we got some power, we got some shape, we got a cool look, we motor around good, we're athletic. For me, it gets really close between three of them out here, particularly, at least in my mind. I'll go ahead, I'll put the mic down, I'll show you your champion reserve. One more time, congratulations, kiddos, you did an excellent job.
Your 2026 Grand Champion overall market land goes to Taylor Brown. Well, way to keep it successful, young man. Good next pass. I like it. Congratulations. Your 2026 Reserve Champion overall market land goes to Lee Scott. The banners were donated by John Anderson and Jack and Michelle Spicer.
Just a single entry here in our first class of units. But we ought to big one here, in my opinion. I think one that can withstand the competition. This one competitionally is built really, really good. And then your neck and the way it's attached to the top part of the blade is extremely correct. The leg's really good. The big top, big rib, overall capacity is really good. I think this one will be extremely maternal and productive here in the future. If somebody wants to go ahead and leave this female on, I like this one a great deal from a build and structure standpoint. Congratulations, looking off a nice one.
Now entering the ring is Ear Restock. Well, another single entry, and I told you guys at the beginning I wasn't going to lie to you, and I'm not going to lie to you now. And I mean, it's a really good Chevy, guys, and I think this one can withstand a couple of competition within this particular breed. This one's built extremely correct, true on all four corners. Fleece is very, very appropriate. Handler's very good. Good body shape, good rib shape. This one's super correct in all of their angles and transitions are very good. This one's extremely smooth. Again, very good Chevy that can withstand some of the competition within this particular breed. Congratulations, man. On deck we have commercial E-Wings, Restock, Elizabeth Siebert, Lila Randall, and Taylor Brown.
Champion field exhibition. I just discussed these two field entries. I think both of them could withstand some more competition. I don't judge many breed shows or wool breed shows, but I promise you, young man, that's a really, really good one. She's going to be extremely competitive within that breed, and whether it's amongst breeds or across species, right? It's all relative. It's all about build and our structure, our shape, and just how do we look and how do we present ourselves. And how do we read these things, right, with them being used and females going forward in the future? Are we going to be productive, or do we have those maternal traits that can pass on those genetics and raise the young and do a good job at it? And one more time, man, I wasn't lying to you. That's a really good Chevy. He'll be our champion, followed by the other purebred hand we reserve.
The grand champion purebred E-Wing goes to Restock. This trophy and grand ribbon is sponsored by Mike and Michelle Zedek and family. in the ring is a commercial event. Reese Bach, Elizabeth Stewart, Lila Randall, and Taylor Bell.
In our classic commercial, young man was not a U-man, but this circus is to the top. Extremely easy for me. This one is good. Feels so cool, super elegant and feminine, runs way uphill. This one's just designed and structure is very good. And as a producer myself, right, when you get out here, you gotta ask yourself, which one of these units you want to take home? And for me, it's this one right here. This one's built really cool. She kind of does some of those next level things. Super elegant. Elevated her chest forward, transitions into a shoulder blade into her forward. Very good. Her head and neck attached high and tight that one's shoulder. This one leg is good enough for me. Really good enough for the legs. I like that one design a great deal. Young lady here in 2 and for me, it gets a bit closer between 2 and 3. The one that's just designed better in terms of her head and neck and where it's attached onto the top part of her blade. Comes to the young lady here in 2. For me, this one's plain in terms of her shape. maybe just gets a bit softer about our nail. This one wedges good, stab at the ground, really athletic for the motion. Flex is really, really cool. Maybe just not as neat in terms of our design, particularly in our front third. Maybe just some transition as well from front to rear and our skeleton and our class limit. But I read that one to be extremely maternal. I read that one to be extremely productive in the future. I think that one really down to have some nice letters for this young lady. Congratulations. The lady here in TV, like I just mentioned, it was close between you and her. I would also read this one to be extremely maternal and productive. This one's better about her hip and her rump and her pin set. The one that comes there in two for me, we got to fix the way that this one's head and neck attaches to our blade. We want to get a little bit U-necked, if you will. I like to attach this one high and tight. Maybe stop this one up at the ground compared to the one there and two to make that one more competitive. Just make this one a nickel smoother in the top part, again, compared to those up ahead. I like that one a great deal, again, from a maternal standpoint. The other lady here in 4, one that's got one that's just really long, green, one that needs more days on feed, needs to be stouter at the ground, needs to fix her in terms of her hip and her rump shape. We can do that and just get this one a little bit fatter, a little bit chubbier, maybe make this one smoother by the line. You can talk about moving her up. Congratulations on a good class of dudes.
Your 2026 champion commercial U-Win goes to Restock. His trophy and grand ribbon is donated by 376 Club Lanes, Ed Jill, and Carl Spicer. The reserve champion commercial E-Win went to Taylor Brown, and her trophy was donated by Brian and Kristen Schroeder. Now entering the ring is Restock and the Maybach from the Purebred Union Recon, and Restock and Taylor Brown from the commercial U-Win.
Well, this will be the last time I take the mic out here, so before I go any further, I just want to say thank you to the Defiance County Fair for having me out here in Ohio. Like I mentioned earlier today, I always love coming out here. The sheep are really good, the kids are always competitive. I'm always extremely humbled by the opportunity to get in the ring anytime I do. Something I really like to do and I enjoy doing. I wouldn't take a day off of work or use a vacation today if I didn't really like doing this. And so, again, it's something I really enjoy. I had a lot of fun today. The kids had fun. I hope those sitting ringside had a good time and learned a thing or two. And out here where you at, right? The main thing is maybe not market readiness or finish or cuts or muscle shape. Although those things are very important in our U's and our UMs. But more structure, where do you read these things to be in the future? When you read them to be eternal in terms of their build, they keep legs, right? They gotta be good. And, these U's, they've gotta work for us, we're gonna work for them. And if they're not working for us, and they're not laying down and having babies and raising them and doing all the things, they're raising champion runners, then they gotta go. And, that's what this is all about. And again, as a producer myself, which ones would I rather take home and breed on, irregardless of breed or species? It's all relative. feet and legs, ground up, these things have got to be built good, they've got to be productive, they've got to be feminine, and they got to be maternal. But in this team, not going to do that to really relatively high degree. If you will, one more time, thank you guys for having me out here. Put your hands together for all the kids today. Did an excellent job. Congratulations. Good luck for the rest of the week at Fair.
Your Supreme and Reserve Supreme Anthem to restock. His banners are donated by Brian and Rachel Exler family and the Defiance County Junior Fair Queens, Caitlin Zurek and Carrie Zurek.
And with that, we'll wrap up the sheep show here at the 2026 Defiance County Fair. Again, congratulations to all of the kids who are exhibiting their animals, and to all of the winners of the various classes and so forth. Big thank you to the Junior Fair Board and to the judge for the great job that they did here on this Tuesday morning. As we get ready to wrap up, I want to say a big thank you once again to the underwriters we have that are allowing us to provide the live stream coverage of the various events here at the Defiance County Fair for free on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. They include the Junior Fair Board here at the Defiance County Fair. I want to thank them so very much for their underwriting support of our HIX-TV live stream broadcast. Thanks also to the Fat Pig Restaurant located in downtown Hicksville, Ohio, and the Fat Pig Food Truck located in the main part of the fairgrounds out by the main grandstand. They'll be here all week at the fair. The restaurant in Hicksville, open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 11 to 8 each day with lunch and dinner service. And they have, again, specials both here on the fairgrounds and at the restaurant. I want to thank them so very much for their support of our live broadcast from here at the show arena and elsewhere around the fairgrounds. And a big thank you to the Hicksville Rotary Club, proud to support the Defiance County Fair Junior Fair events and the live streaming, as well as the Hicksville area community. And again, if you'd like to learn more about the Hicksville Rotary Club, we meet every Tuesday from noon until 1 at the Methodist Church in Hicksville, Ohio. And again, we work to provide scholarships, sponsorships, and other support for the Hicksville area and our community. If you'd like to learn more, just ask any Rotary member, including myself or Hicksville Mayor Mike Barth. Again, our president this year is Mr. Jim Seiler. Any Hicksville Rotarian will be more than happy to answer your questions you have and check out, maybe be interested in membership. We'd love to have you part of the Hicksville Rotary Club. So thanks to all of our underwriters. And most of all, thanks to you for joining me on the live stream from the show arena on this Tuesday morning. Hope you enjoyed the live coverage here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. If you did, and you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the HIX-TV YouTube channel. We'd love to have you. You can like and hit that notification bar. That way you're the first to know whenever we schedule a live stream event or whenever we add new programming content to our video on demand library here on the YouTube channel. To the many who have already subscribed, thank you so very much. And if you're not one of them, why not join us? It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything, no strings attached. We would love to have you as a member of the community of Hicksville Community Television. So with that, we're going to wrap it up from the fairgrounds for today. This will be the last live stream for Tuesday here at the fairgrounds. We will be back tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll do the weekly live update on the Hicksville Community Television Facebook page, live from the fair at about 3:30, 3:45 tomorrow afternoon. And then we'll be back here on the YouTube channel on Wednesday afternoon at 4:30 for the Animal and Me show that gets underway. And then we'll also be here at 7 o'clock for Mutton Bustin' at the show arena. And then we will take Thursday off, and we'll be back at the fair bright and early on Friday morning, 9 a.m. for the livestock sale for the 2026 Defiance County Fair. Our next live stream here on Hicksville Community Television comes your way a little later this afternoon or early evening. We're going to be at the Red Zone. It's going to be the kickoff, the home opener for the Lady Aces volleyball squads. They're going to have a JV and a varsity match coming up this evening, and we will be there with the live stream coverage, beginning with the JV just a little before 5:30 this afternoon. The Lady Aces hosting Swanton, and we're going to look forward to getting our first look at Hicksville volleyball for the 2026 season. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. And again, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the coverage and hope that you have a chance to come on out and enjoy yourself. Beautiful day here at the fair. Looks like great weather for Tuesday. So come on out and enjoy yourself at the 2026 Defiance County Fair. And so, until I talk to you a little later tonight with volleyball action from out at Hicksville High School, I'm Bill Murphy for Hicksville Community Television. Thanks for joining me. Take care, stay safe, enjoy your time at the Defiance County Fair, and I'll be talking to you again real soon right here on HIX-TV.